We're back again. Episode, I don't even know, of Bass and Booners. Gonna be talking about our trail cams again from the past couple checks. And we've had them out for, a month now? We've had them up. Something like that. I think it's been about a month that we've had them out. We've had some good results on them. And we had one check with some bad results because I forgot to turn them back on. But after we just checked them today, here this morning, it's looking really, really good.
Checking them this morning also made us kind of change the whole direction of how we were going to do this season.
Yeah, our plans got changed real fast because we
came out here hoping to clear some shooting lanes and clear a spot for a ground blind, and that's definitely not what happened.
No, there's no need for that now because we had a real nice 8 on camera again.
Well,
really nice 8.
We had that one camera that was damn near in front of, like directly in front of our tree stands, and for the whole week it had one picture, and it wasn't even of anything.
It was a nose. You could see the nose of the deer and the snout of it.
And then there's no more pictures.
And that was it. We had one picture of it hanging up for a week.
So that pretty much told us that there was nothing, and there is nothing, coming near our stands.
No. Which we're going to keep our stands in the same spot that they're in now. They're going to be the secondary option. We're going to be mainly focusing on where we're putting the ground blind at because it's where we're getting the best pictures. We're going to be a matter of 30 yards from a soybean field and a crabapple tree, which the deer are definitely going to that crabapple tree when they're coming down out of the soybean field, most definitely. So there's two.
That is a big ass bee.
So there's 2 food sources right there that they can get.
Sorry, I had to kill a bee.
Yeah, there's 2 food sources right there that they have easy access to that we're gonna be a matter of 30 yards from, and the trail they come down out of the field and then the trail wise off. They have 2 different trails running opposite directions, so we're gonna kind of sit right towards the middle of them to where we could catch them going either way. It don't matter which way they're coming from or which way they're going to.
Yeah, once we checked the first camera, realized there was nothing on it. We went and checked the other camera.
Yeah, there was 400 pictures on there.
No, not that one.
Oh.
The other one that's on the entrance from the field. There was a smaller size 6, and then that real nice 8 was still on it. So we kept that one there, but then we kind of looked and we found the other trail that they were on.
Yeah.
So then we went up and checked the other camera that we put on a fence post in the field, hoping it would catch at least something.
Yeah, there was 400 pictures on there, and one of them was a deer.
The other 399.
There was we had a
goldenrod.
Yeah, we had to stomp down some goldenrod and some ragweed in front of it to get it cleared up. Well, the one piece of goldenrod stood back up on us and was right directly in front of the camera. So there was 400 pictures of a piece of goldenrod waving back and forth in the wind. But I mean, it was trial and error. We put it on a fence post. It was kind of a wing and a prayer that we were gonna get animals on it because. Yeah. Where I put it at, they used to run all the time, but ever since the fence got put in there, they kind of changed. But
it's no longer on the fence post. Actually, it's no longer up.
No, it was my dad's camera anyhow, so we're gonna take it home. I think I'm gonna take it up to my camp somewhere.
But yeah, and then we walked the edge of the field and walked in where last time we were up, we found where one of the 8s made a rub. Well, we think it's one of the 8s. We kind of.
It's gotta be. Yeah. He's all shined up.
Well, and then we walked in. We found the best spot to put the tactic cam. It was where they were coming in off the field, and then they had another one that was coming in off the side of the field, and they kind of came together and then branched out again. Well, so we went and checked that one. We had no idea if it actually was taking pictures or not, because neither one of us has ever had a tactic cam, so we didn't know if it was actually taking pictures.
And Jake didn't pay for the cell plan, so we're still using it as a chip camera instead of a cell cam, which some people might not agree with, but
I don't care if they agree or not.
Those plans aren't exactly cheap.
That and if I was paying for the cell plan, I'd keep it up the whole year. I'm not keeping it up the whole year, so I'm not paying for the cell plan.
Yeah, there's no point in it.
And then, so we went and checked that and put all our eggs in that basket. We were just hoping there was pictures of something on it.
And it paid off.
Well, we got a picture of a 6-point that seems like it's being a nuisance to the big 8 that we have on there.
There's several big doe on there.
A lot of big doe. No fawns. There
was a couple fawns.
Not this year fawns.
Yeah, those were this year's.
Oh,
they just lost their spots.
Well, there's a couple big doe, a massive 8, then the pesky 6-point, and then we didn't see the bears for weeks. We saw them one time, never saw them again, so we didn't know if they left or what. Well, they're all still here, and they're on that camera, so pretty much everything just migrated further into the woods.
And we did get confirmation now that we get to get a good picture of them, that there is a sow and 2 cubs. Because at first I thought it was just the 2 cubs and that the sow booted them out and they were just on their own then. But no, it's the sow and both cubs still. So there's 3 bears running around, which might end up being a bad thing, but it doesn't seem to be bothering the deer right now. Hopefully it stays that way.
My only goal this year is to end the season with a bear pelt rug. That's my goal.
Yeah, which it would definitely be cool.
Or a triple crown. A triple crown would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, which we've only got fall turkey now to try to do that.
Yeah. Speaking of, I don't even have my license yet.
Yeah, Jake has yet to buy his license, which he still has time.
I keep saying I'm going to do it, and then I go up to do it, and then I don't do it. And...
Well, guess what? We're doing it this weekend.
Yeah, I really got to do that.
We get done sitting up here tonight, we're going straight to Wally World.
Yeah, that's probably something I should do.
Yeah, we're doing it, so you know for a fact you get yours.
But yeah, it's compared to the first camera pull, it started to get a little discouraging because every time we checked, we didn't see anything on camera.
There was less and less deer on them.
We'd come out here to sit, and we weren't seeing bucks. We'd only see a couple doe here and there. We'd come out and spot, and wouldn't really see anything. Like we came out and spotted last night, and saw basically all doe. Saw like 3 buck.
Yeah, but the timestamps on them pictures for that buck and even the small 6-point, they were back here in the woods when we were going down past this field. We were going down through the same time they were on camera, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that would explain it, because they were way back where we couldn't see them. They were still back in the woods yet, instead of out in the bean field.
But them migrating further into the woods kind of makes sense, though, because it's more dense, more coverage for them.
Yeah, which usually that doesn't affect them once it gets dark out. But that moon was pretty bright last night.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was playing into it or not. It just, not even just here. It was,
I mean in general, like them moving from over into where our tree stands were further back into the woods.
Oh, yeah.
There's more food back there for them. The trails are easier down into the water source.
Yeah, that creek bed that runs back down through there, there's still a lot of deer signing it. They are going to it religiously.
The one thing we are having trouble with is finding bear sign other than trail cam photos.
Well, like I said, you're not going to find bear sign. A lot of people find it surprising, but bears are very light on their feet. Even when they're running, you don't hardly hear them.
Yeah, well.
Which surprises a lot of people, but good luck finding a bear track if there's no snow on the ground.
They should become unlaid on their feet.
Yeah.
Because I want one. I'm going to keep
They're definitely hanging around. It's been the first time we had them up, it was a month ago. It's been about a month since we first put them out, so they've been here for a month.
I don't foresee them moving.
No, like I said, the other reason they might get kicked out, which I imagine they are, I think they're staying in these cornfields.
Well, when does PA bear season start?
I think they're bedding in these cornfields, and once these cornfields get harvested, that might boot them out of here, but who knows? It's hard to tell what they'll do. You can't pattern a bear. It's damn near impossible to try to put a pattern on a bear without laying eyes on them every single night.
So, once I get it here.
Yeah.
Black bear starts statewide November 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th.
That's rifle.
Yeah, that's firearms.
Go to bear archery if you plan on hunting one with a bow.
I gotta find it on here. Black bear muzzleloader, special fire. Black bear archery for 2D, October 19th to November 9th. Archery starts the 5th for deer.
So you got a month and a week. You got 5 weeks until bear archery starts.
Okay, so I just need them to stay around for one more month.
Yeah, and an extra week.
Do I get my bear tag and hope they stay around, or just... Because if I get my bear tag and they move, I'm not going to chase a bear. I'm not going to go find somewhere else to get a bear at.
No, but that's part of the game. That's just risks you take when you're hunting. You hope that they stay around, but there's no guarantees they will. Same thing with that 8-point down there. by the time bow season comes and the rut activity kicks up, he could be 3 miles out across the other side of the county going. He gets on a hot doe and starts chasing her. Who knows where they'll end up at? It's just hard to tell. There's really no way to put. Which Froggy, that buck was here a couple years ago. He was an exception. He stayed here. He didn't leave. But typically, even when they get on a hot doe, if they got everything they need here, they have their area established, they typically won't leave it. But sometimes they do.
I'm ready for the rut. I'm excited for the rut.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a good rut this year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the season.
The more and more days that go by, and the more time I spend out here and observe and everything, yeah, I'm getting really excited for it.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. But yeah, I think
I am in a debate if I want to buy a new rifle for this year or not. Kind of want to. Yeah, it kind of makes sense too.
Yeah, I mean, you said you were gonna retire that gun.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to be retired.
It was what, your grandfather's, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I was the first person since at least the 80s to take a deer with it. I plan on being the last until I have kids.
Yeah.
'Tis now a family heirloom. Because my grandpa's dad bought it, I think. That's the one my grandpa bought. Either way, it's been in my family forever. That's old.
The 300 Savage we have at home that doesn't get used anymore. It's the same way with it. It was my grandpa's gun whenever he was a kid, and then he uses a 30-06 now. And then my dad used it, and my aunt used it, and my uncle used it, and then my brother and sister used it. I never did.
That's because you're not cool enough.
I didn't need to.
Not cool enough. That's why.
I had a 270.
You can say what you want, but you're not cool enough.
And then my sister's been the last one to use it, and it has been sitting in the gun case ever since.
I guess I'm probably going to start taking trips out to the gun store and see what she got then. I'm not using that gun again.
Yeah. I mean, we'll just have to look and see. 308s are good calibers for deer.
That's what that is.
Oh, yeah, that is a 308. Yeah, they're good deer guns, good bear guns.
Lever action 308.
Lot 6s are good.
That's
6.5s are good for deer, but they're not good for bear.
I'll just get a 300 Win Mag.
The whole size of a basketball on the side of them.
Yep.
Just get a 338 with Pua.
Yeah.
Get an elephant gun. 4570. Why 4570?
I wouldn't have a shoulder.
You don't have to worry about tracking.
No, you just gotta worry about finding it.
Yeah.
Finding all the
There's
pieces.
a piece here, a piece there. Yeah. I think that pretty well covers everything we wanted to talk about. I guess I do have a little bit of an educational piece for you yet. I lied. So I was explaining to Jake here 10 minutes ago or so on the horns of a deer. You can tell what kind of area they're staying in and how good of a food source they have based on their horns. So the area part of it, if their horns are real white, and there's not really any color to them after they shed the velvet and everything else, there's like pearl white, they're typically staying in hardwoods, which our area, most of the bucks are like that. You get a few that aren't like that, but most of them stay, and it's all hardwood forest. There's no conifer forest around us, and no evergreen forest, so it's all hardwoods around here, so their horns are going to be real white. Where, take British Columbia for example, because they're pretty popular for it. They have a lot of evergreen and conifer forests up there, so there's a lot of pine, a lot of hemlock, stuff like that up there, and that's about it. Not very many hardwood trees. And that's what the bucks are rubbing their horns on when they shed velvet. So all that pine tar is getting rubbed on their horns and kind of making them like a chocolate colored brown. A little bit like a light chocolate. And that's the pine tar, it's doing it to them. So there's one way you could tell what kind of a forest a deer is living in just by looking at the color of the horns. Typically, not all the time, but typically you can tell just by looking at that. And then the food source side of it, you can tell if they have good protein. So at the base of their horns where they come up out of their skull and above their head, there's all them little bumps down at the bottom. If they're real smooth and they don't have a whole lot of bumps down there, they don't have that good of a food source. When they're real lumpy and bumpy down there and they protrude out off the horn a lot and they're real sharp, they have a pretty good food source established and they're getting the protein that they need and all the minerals and stuff.
Well, that big 8 that's on my camera has a shit ton of bumps.
Yeah, which that's a sign that he has a good diet and he's getting everything that he needs.
It's also a big body. Big body. Big back.
Yeah, because I've shot bucks where they're completely smooth, and those are years that there's no food out here.
Scrappy was smooth.
Yeah.
Scrappy was smooth.
Yeah, that shows that he didn't have the best diet.
In fact, Scrappy had inverted bumps.
Yeah.
He had grooves.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't have a very good diet. The bone will tell you how well they're doing. The horns will definitely tell you.
Well, there was no food out here last year.
No, but yeah, that's one thing I had learned too from I can't remember where I learned it at. That if you look at the bumps on a deer, on their antlers, I should say, when they come up, where they come up out of the skull, like around the brow tine area and the very base of their main beams, if there's a whole lot of bumps on there, that deer's eating good. Whether the body says so or not, the horns will tell you that deer's eating good. But yeah, that's my educational bit for you for the day.
Yep. Now it's about 11:10 in the morning, so we're gonna go get some lunch. We're gonna go shoot our bows.
And then we're gonna come back up here tonight.
Yep, we're gonna come back out here tonight. So check the socials. There's gonna be a bunch of posts throughout the week. YouTube video tomorrow. We finally decided to restart that.
Yeah.
That's long past overdue. Yep. So Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everything. There's gonna be a bunch of social posts. We've been doing a lot so far today.
A lot of content coming up.
Whole plan for the day completely changed the first 20 minutes.
Our favorite time of the year is rapidly approaching. The leaves are starting to change colors a little bit.
Oh yeah,
some trees.
Yep. Sitting up here, trees are yellow, red.
Cool in the mornings, cool in the evenings. Bucks are going to be all hot and horned up here pretty soon. It's go time, baby. We'll catch you on the next one.